Welcome to Lumen Divinum. Thank you so much for joining me for today's All Signs Angel message. Today I've been guided to pull from 2 angel decks, and the idea is to get 1 card from each deck for each zodiac sign. So these messages might be relevant for your day, for your week, for the upcoming weeks or your month. Please take it how it fits for you and leave the rest behind. If you'd like a more personalized message that is more relevant to your personal situation, feel free to contact me using the information on your screen or take a look in the description box below and you'll find a link to my website. Right, so today we're going to be starting with the sign of Aries, and if you'd like to, you can look in the description box below and jump ahead to your sign to get the messages that the angels have for you at this time. So Aries, let's begin. Holy Spirit, Archangels, Spirit Team. Let's get 1 card from each deck for Aries. Please, Aries in the Divine Collective. What do they need to know at this time? Please, Archangels, which of you wish to speak or to show up for Aries in the Divine Collective? Thank you. Okay, so we've got here the Archangel Jeremiel with all is well. And let's get your second card before we even begin interpreting. Okay, give us one from this deck, please, for Aries. Oh, wow, that was quick. Okay. Wow, okay. Powerful message here. So we've got truth and integrity to go with that one. So Archangel Jeremiel says, everything is happening exactly as it is supposed to. With hidden blessings, you will soon understand. Isn't that an amazing message? Okay. And here we've got truth and integrity. So in this card, obviously I'm covering it for a reason, but as you can see, everyone has literally been stripped down. There is nothing to hide behind. There is nothing to kind of cover up the truth. There's no mystery either. Everything is bared for everybody to see. And there's really this message here of exposure. Okay, hidden blessings, you will soon understand. You may have found yourself, Aries, in a bit of a tough situation, or maybe even in a compromising situation where you felt very exposed, and maybe that hasn't even happened yet. It could be coming up for you, but the angels want you to know that this situation is not to humiliate you. It is not to necessarily expose you in a negative way, in a way of you feeling, self-conscious or vulnerable or anything like that. It's a way to strip away any outside layers and things that are disguising the truth, okay? This could also be about a need for you to step up in a way of your own truth and integrity. I feel like the angels are telling you that should you find yourself in a situation like this, know that everything is happening exactly as it is supposed to. And, if we go with it, often things are much easier. Instead of fighting, instead of forcing, instead of denying. This is really an energy here of going through with something and standing up for yourself, being authentic, and standing in your truth, or maybe speaking your truth. And it's all about maintaining one's integrity. This is going to expose some hidden blessings that you'll soon understand. So there could be some sort of wish fulfillment that comes from this. There could be an amazing outcome, a very happy or successful outcome that comes from you standing in your truth, from you kind of maintaining your boundaries or your expectations or even your morals and your dignity, I'm hearing, okay? So maybe it seems like a cryptic message at this time, but I feel like it's quite a clear message. Don't worry about things that are, things that may seem like they're not going to work out, or or people that seem like they're working against you. I feel like things will be exposed and things will work out exactly as they should, as long as you maintain your ground, as long as you know who you are and what you stand for, Aries. Thank you so much, guys. I'll now be moving on to Taurus. Taurus, thank you for joining me for today's angel message. Let's see what the angels have in store for you. What angels wish to show up for Taurus at this time, Holy Spirit? For Taurus in the Divine Collective of Angels. What message do you have for all the Divine Collective Taurians at this time? Okay, we've got 2 coming out of this deck. So I'm just going to pop them here for a minute. Right, let's get one from this deck for Taurus. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. We have Archangel Zadkiel with compassion. And he says, soften your heart with respect to this situation and all the people involved, including yourself. All right, this is a very, very powerful and beautiful card. Let's just see what these 2 are. So we've got ideas and inspiration, and we have serenity. Okay. So with these 3 cards, Taurus, there's a very soft energy that's coming through. And I know Taurians are not necessarily known for their softness, but at the same time, I know that they do have really big hearts. Taurians, much like Cancerians, embody this energy of comfort and of home, and even like a matriarch energy. Very caring, very nurturing to those that they love, those that they value. And, you know, this is the kind of energy that's coming through here. It's all about your big heart. It's about your compassion. And it's also about finding serenity and finding peace. I feel like at this time, your angels are trying to communicate with you. And it's about some sort of situation that has happened, some sort of situation that maybe, you know, kind of got your boundaries up about, that maybe made you very angry, or that maybe you reacted badly when it initially happened, and maybe it hasn't even happened yet. I know that Taurians can be quite reactive as well. So that's not a judgment, but it is just saying that, you know, this is a situation that could benefit from your compassion. It could benefit more from an energy here of peace and grace and serenity. And not only benefit other people, but it'll benefit you, okay? This is about softening your heart and embodying an energy of compassion and deep love for not only those other people that are involved, but for yourself as well, all right? I feel like we do have a tendency to be very hard on ourselves, and it's not always necessary, it's not always warranted. So listen for and be open to receiving certain ideas and spiritual nudges, because like I say, your angels and your spiritual team are trying to communicate something with you. And it is something along the lines of this, of maybe different practices and techniques that you can use to possibly step out of this energy that this situation has brought on, and step more into a place of harmony, of serenity. I'm hearing like water off a duck's back. So this is really about, again, not being reactive to something or someone, and really just allowing yourself to possibly be in the moment, to maybe show a bit more compassion or empathy toward other people, and to maybe look beyond their actions or their outbursts or the frustrations that they've given you, and look a little bit deeper with compassion in order to understand why they may be acting this way, or maybe why you're acting a certain way. Okay, it can go both ways. But ultimately, listen up and be receptive to nudges and communication from your spiritual team, Taurus, because they are trying to get your attention. And obviously, if we are in a reactive space or an angry space, that can also stop us from receiving messages from our spiritual team. When we're in this relaxed energy, and when we're in a space of compassion or of empathy for others, it puts us in a position where we can act from our heart chakra, and it opens up the lines of communication with our spiritual team. For some of you, I am getting that nature could be very important, doing some sort of gardening. And if you don't have a green thumb, that's fine. Maybe it's just about walking outside, breathing in fresh air, grounding yourself, taking in all the beauty that is around you in nature. And this could also help you in lifting your mood, and it could also help you in clearing that emotional debris, so that you are more receptive and aligned to receive divine communication. Thank you, Taurus. I hope you enjoyed this message. I'll be moving on to Gemini next. Gemini, welcome to today's angel reading. I'm really glad that you could join us. And let's see what messages and what angels wish to speak to you at this time. Okay. Holy Spirit, Archangels, Spirit Team. Let's get some angel messages for Gemini in the Divine Collective. What angels wish to speak for Gemini in the Divine Collective? And what do you wish to tell them? Okay. Let's just get one from this deck quickly. Gemini. Okay. Right. From this deck we have Retreat, and from this deck we have Leadership with Archangel Gabriel. She says it is time for you to assume your leadership power and position and lovingly guide others. All right. Now, the first thing that popped up the minute I pulled this card is that a good leader knows when it's time to go into battle and when it's time to retreat. Okay. There could be a situation here where you might be trying to force something, trying to take control, trying to enforce some sort of position of leadership or authority over maybe other people or in a situation or in a certain environment like at work. And Spirit is saying there's a fine line now between, you know, knowing what battles to fight and just being gung-ho and just trying to rush in here, okay? There's a need for discernment right now, Gemini. And this is not to say that you are weak if you retreat. Retreating isn't like backing down, and it's not about surrender either necessarily. Retreating is a way of using your discernment to know which battles are actually worth fighting, all right? Which situations are worth getting worked up about or fighting for a cause or speaking your truth about. Sometimes it is better kind of just to let back and allow certain things to unfold, or allow certain people to kind of trap themselves, so to speak. Okay, so I'm not exactly sure what you're dealing with, what the specific situation is, but while it is time for you to assume your leadership power and position, it's time to lovingly guide others. So this energy of leadership is not about force, and it's not about control. It could be about empowering other people through an energy of leading with love, right? And not many leaders, at least not many prominent ones, do that, right? When we think of people and they've got a reputation for being a leader, it's always because of their strength or their ruthlessness, or, you know, their ability to like never back down. And that's not really what Spirit is asking of you at this time, and it's not what your angels are asking you to do. So maybe think about what this means to you when it comes to lovingly guiding others and being an example or setting an example for others in this way. It's a very important position, and not everyone has the ability to lead with love. So I feel like that's a very strong and powerful message. This energy of retreat could also be calling you to, like I say, not necessarily back down from something, but to take a step back and to possibly change your tactic, change your approach or your perspective on how a situation could be better handled, and how people might be more receptive to you and the way that you conduct yourself. Maybe it's about changing the way you communicate. Maybe it's about, you know, preparing something beforehand. Maybe it's about finding things that other people can relate to when you try and explain your part or speak your truth, right? There's a way in which to do this, or there's a way in which to execute this thing, whatever it may be to you specifically. And I feel like Spirit's asking you to take a deeper look, before you act, okay? Think before you act and lead with love, Gemini. Thank you so much. Next up, I'll be moving on to Cancer. Okay, Cancerians, welcome into my channel. Thank you for joining me today for this angel zodiac reading. Let's see what messages the angels have for you today, Cancer. Cancer in the Divine Collective Spirit team. What angels wish to speak? What angels have messages for Cancer at this time? Thank you so much. Okay, let's get from this deck. For Cancer, what angels wish to speak? What messages do you have for Cancer? Thank you. Okay, so we got a couple cards that have come out here, Cancer. From this deck, we actually got 3. So I'm going to keep them. It feels like the angels have something important to tell us. So we're going to listen, right? So from this deck, we have the Archangel Metatron with chakra clearing. He says, call upon me to clear and open your chakras using sacred geometric shapes. So Archangel Metatron might be symbolic to you. You might resonate with his energy. As you can see with all this purple, he works closely with the third eye and the crown chakra. And the sacred geometric shapes, while they can assist with clearing one's chakras, they also represent higher knowledge, okay? So that's really also about the divine and that the crown chakra. You might be receiving a lot of energetic downloads at this time as well. And if so, he could assist you in interpreting those, in clearing anything that's interfering with those signals. So call on him to assist you, all right? Ultimately, though, Cancer, I feel like at this time, you could be trying to raise your frequency. And if that's the case, maybe you've done a lot in your environment, and now's the time to do a lot in your energetic body, if that makes sense, okay? And I feel like the angels can help you with this. So from this deck, we got emerging, we've got miracles, and abundance, okay? So Cancerians, I feel like, again, this is really about you sort of, you've been shedding a lot, and you've possibly been going through a time of great transformation. And it's almost like Spirit is telling you that you've reached a new level, okay? A time for the clearing work and the upgrading and all that kind of stuff is basically coming to an end. And now is a time for you to emerge. You have transformed, okay? And this is really about an inner transformation as well as a spiritual one that has taken place for you. And because of all this work and this shedding and this clearing that you've done, raising your frequency is opening up the way for certain miracles to find you. It is also then naturally opening up the way for abundance, okay? Now, abundance, a lot of people hear that word and they think money. And yes, while it can be money, abundance comes in many forms. It could be an abundance of laughter, of joy, of love, of good health, of beauty in one's life, an abundance of blessings or new opportunities, an abundance of happiness and success and longevity, and friends even. So again, the term is relative, and it really depends on you as a person and what's going on in your life and what you view as abundance, I guess. So I feel like Spirit could also have, through this process that you've been undergoing and this transformation, this metamorphosis, Cancer, that you've been dealing with, they have helped you to find yourself, but it's also really helped to reveal the different layers of abundance. And maybe it's even helped to change your perception about what abundance really is, what is really important to you and in your life, okay? What do you recognize as being miracles? Because in my opinion, miracles happen every single day. It's really about, what we notice and how much we can appreciate. Some people think a miracle must be some sort of life-changing event, and it's like, it doesn't always have to be like that. A miracle could be, having big plans, like a big event on the weekend, and knowing that it's supposed to rain, and then praying all week for sunshine, and you wake up that morning and it's a beautiful sunny day. That could be deemed a miracle by some people. Do you know what I mean? It's not always like a paralyzed person getting up and walking, okay? There are different degrees of miracles. And again, I feel like the journey that you've been on is leading you to this energy, and it's opened up a lot of different miracles and a lot of different avenues for abundance. Your emerging is currently taking place. So while there's still some clearing out to do, be open to this energy. Know that you are in divine alignment and everything is happening exactly as it should, Cancer. Thank you so, so much. I hope you enjoyed this, Cancer. And next up, I'll be moving on to Leo. Leo, welcome in to today's angel reading. I'm really glad to have you here. Let's see what messages the angels wish to share with all the Leos in the Divine Collective right now. Okay, we've got two that have come out of this deck for you, Leo. Let's have a look in this deck. What angels wish to speak for Leo in the Divine Collective? Thank you, angels. These messages could be relevant to your week, Leo, to your month ahead, so please take them how they fit for you. Right, we've got the Archangel Haniel with passion, and she says, trust and follow your renewed passion in your love life and career. So, I mean, that's beautiful, and that could be, like the card says, in your love life or your career, there could be some sort of new spark that has been lit. Maybe you've met a new person, maybe you've started a new job, maybe you've been inspired to look down a new avenue when it comes to your career or what you're passionate about. Maybe your current relationship, if you are involved, is opening up and you're moving things to the next level. This is a really powerful, beautiful energy. And here we've got answered prayer and power. Okay, this is very much a very strong and powerful energy, like I just said, and it's bringing up this energy of the lion, okay? Passion and power. Those are two of your gifts, Leo. Those are two energies that you are very familiar with and that you embody really, really well. So there could be something that you were praying about, that you're currently praying about, that you've been wishing for, and Spirit is telling you it's happening now, okay? So with this power card, this is really about, like I say, embodying this energy. I'm hearing using your strengths. So whether those strengths are your talents, your intellect, your charm, your wit, what your physical strengths, whatever it may be, this is about embodying all those strengths and being able to implement some sort of plan or new path that you're very passionate about, that is opening up for you, okay? This is really a beautiful energy of also being in divine alignment, carrying something out that you have really kind of been wanting for a long time now. And I feel like finally the doors are opening up, or finally you find yourself ready. Maybe you had to mentally prepare for this. Maybe you had to emotionally prepare. Maybe you were in the wilderness season and you had to wait for some time to kind of get the go-ahead from Spirit, or for physical barriers and boundaries to kind of fall away before you could pursue this. Whatever it is, this is an answered prayer. This is a yes answer, and this is a definite go-ahead from your spiritual team. This power speaks of not only your inner strengths and power, but it speaks of divine power. And I'm feeling like the divine has got your back on whatever this represents for you, okay? Obviously, it is a general reading. but you'll know what area of your life this is pointing you toward, what doors have just opened up or about to open. What is it that you are passionate about? I feel like the divine is urging you to go forth, to accept a new role, to tackle a new project, to maybe start a new relationship if that is where you are being divinely guided, right? This is about trusting and following this passion in your love life and your career. The path is being lit. A new path has opened up and your prayers are being answered, Leo. So, go for it, right? Thank you so much, Leo. I hope you enjoyed this reading. And next up, I'll be moving on to Virgo. Hello, Virgo. Thank you so much for joining me for today's Zodiac Angel reading. Today we're going to see what the angels have in store for you, what angels wish to speak to you, Virgo. Okay, I've got one card from this deck. Let's get one from this deck. Archangels for all the Virgos in the Divine Collective. Which one of you wishes to speak? What messages do you have at this time for Virgo? Okay, very self-explanatory. You know what to do, Virgo. Archangel Uriel. Trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay, okay? If you had a specific question when I was shuffling these cards, or there's a particular reason you came into this reading or something you were wanting to find out about, I feel like this is Spirit's confirmation, and they're validating the fact that you already have the answer to that issue, to that challenge, to that situation. This is just about trusting your inner knowledge and acting on it, okay, without delay. Now, the card that came up here is playfulness, right? So I don't feel like this is an incredibly serious question. It's certainly not life or death. And Archangel Uriel is kind of shining a light here on the fact that maybe you are taking things a bit too seriously at this time. Maybe you have over dramatized something. Maybe you have overreacted or exaggerated just how serious or how big or how bad something is, and they're kind of asking you to look at it from a different perspective, and maybe an energy here of playfulness, of innocence, of light-heartedness. Okay, I know Virgos can sometimes be quite serious. They like things to be very organized. They follow a process, a routine, and there's a lot of structure that is important to Virgos in their life. And maybe, Spirit's asking you to kind of give that a bit of a rest for a little while in some areas, or to maybe not be so hard on yourself or maybe on others around you. Spirit is telling you to take a day off from that kind of energy, okay? Maybe you need a bit of a break. Maybe you just need to go out and have fun. Maybe it's time to connect in a more playful way with your own inner child or with others around you, okay? But either way, I feel like you already know this, and your inner knowledge has kind of been telling you this for a while. You could have been feeling very, very stressed out recently, Virgo. You could have been just feeling really worn down or burnt out. And Spirit is telling you it's okay to act on that, to do something good for yourself for a change, instead of always kind of having to be the responsible one. So not to negate your responsibilities, but to look at yourself as a priority. And sometimes, people do need a break. We can't always be work, work, work. It's important to play. It's important to rest. It's important to take time just to smell the roses, okay? And that can be a hard lesson for some people to learn, but your angels feel like it's an important lesson, and it's something that you need to do as soon as you can, really. Okay, they're saying to act on it without delay. So take that road trip, go shopping, maybe skip a day of work and let your hair down, or sleep late, or watch a cartoon or something, anything that kind of gets you in this energy of playfulness, of not having responsibility for a little while, and kind of just freeing you from whatever burdens or challenges or stresses have been holding you down. Thank you, Virgo. I hope that that helped you. Next on, I'll be moving to Libra. Libra, thank you so much for joining me for today's angel zodiac messages. Let's see what messages Spirit has for you at this time. Libra. Let's see. Holy Spirit, Archangels, Spirit team. What Archangels wish to speak for Libra in the Divine Collective, please. Libra. Okay. Let's get one from this deck, please. For Libra. Okay. We have got two that have come out here for you guys. So first out, we've got manifestation, and that is followed by dreams. Okay. And then in this deck, we've got clear your space with Archangel Jophiel. Get rid of clutter, clear the energy around you, and use feng shui. Now, these cards line up perfectly, in my opinion, Libra, okay? This is really about balancing things, and obviously your zodiac sign is all about balance, okay? This is basically saying that if you want to manifest certain dreams, goals, and desires that you have, it's important to clear out the things that are either hampering those manifestations, that are blocking them, that are challenging them, or that are negating them, because maybe there's things in your space that are pulling through old energy, or that are pulling through energy that is not aligned with what you're trying to manifest for yourself. Okay, so it's important right now to clear your physical environment. This is about decluttering. It could be about organizing your space better at home and at the office. Cleaning, physical cleaning, like mopping and dusting and washing windows and washing floors. That also changes the energy of our environment. And when we can get rid of dirt and dust, it clears the space energetically so that our space is then open to attract more, to hold more positive energy. Okay? A lot of people don't necessarily realize or acknowledge the link between our physical and our spiritual space. Okay, so being in alignment means that our physical environment is embodying exactly what we want in our spiritual reality, in our dreams, in our manifestations. So for example, you want a new job, let's say, and yet your current office desk or your study at home, or even just your house in general, is full of boxes, it's dirty, it's dusty, you still have all these old papers and files and even clothes that you've been wearing for the last 20 odd jobs, and nothing's ever been cleared out, and you haven't cleaned in a very long time. That is going to hamper your ability to manifest and to attract a new job with new energy, with new people, and with possibly, hopefully, better finances and better opportunities in your future. Okay, it's going to hamper that energy when we're stuck in our physical environment is a reflection of our personal energy. Okay, that's very important. If you guys are interested in learning more about that, and you want to know some easy ways to remove negative energy from your space and to better align with positive energy, I will put a link below in the description box for a blog article of mine that is called 5 Ways to Remove Negative Energy from Your Home and Yourself. And it's some really easy tips to use around the home. Okay, so that could benefit you. So basically, Spirit is asking you to line up energetically your home's energy or your environment, even if that's your desk and your office, with the things you're trying to manifest. It's no good dreaming about something and saying positive affirmations when your physical space is blocking or hampering what you're trying to bring in and to attract for yourself. Okay? We need to make space for the things we're trying to attract. We cannot hold on to the old and expect the new to come in. Thank you so much, Libra. Next up, I'll be moving on to Scorpio. Scorpio, welcome to today's Angel Zodiac messages. Thank you so much for joining me. So let's see what the angels wish to tell you at this time for Scorpio in the Divine Collective. Okay, right, we've got one card from that deck. Let's get another, please. archangels, what messages do you have for Scorpio in the Divine Collective? Okay. Wow, this is an interesting one. So we've got here romance, and then we have Archangel Raziel, who says, take back your power. Use your God-given power and intention to manifest blessings in your life. So Scorpio, there might be a particular situation if you're currently in a relationship where maybe you've given your power away. Maybe your power has somehow been abused. This could be like a codependent situation. It could just be your partner maybe taking advantage of you. And if that's the case, it is time to possibly set some healthy boundaries in the relationship or have a heart to heart, okay? And for others of you that are not currently in a relationship, if you find that you are looking for romance or you're ready to open yourself up in that way, this is really about being able to stand in your power, use your God-given power and your intention to manifest these blessings in your life. If you are looking to attract the right partner, it might help to, instead of saying prayers and asking God to just send you a partner, maybe it's time to sit and do an exercise where you intentionally write down, for example, the qualities that you are seeking in a partner, and use that in your prayer work. Use that to focus your intention on and to manifest this specific kind of partner and romantic situation into your life, okay? When we get into a new relationship, especially when it's new, it's very easy for us to kind of forget ourselves in the relationship, or to get lost in all the love we have and the newness of it and the other person. It's very, very easy for us to take a back seat because the relationship kind of takes the forefront, and the excitement and, just the novelty of it takes forefront and takes precedence over our own personal needs. And often we can find that down the line, we've been giving our power away and we haven't realized it until we start resenting that person, or we get into our first fight, or we realize that we are no longer in this novelty energy, and things become all too real. So it's important to, from the beginning, or from when you first notice these things, to kind of speak up, or to be able to freely and openly communicate with your partner and express yourself in a loving way, so that you are then using your God-given power, so that you are then standing up for yourself, and so that the relationship can flourish and thrive and grow, and you can grow together as a couple as well, while not losing yourself in the relationship. Okay, I hope that helps you, Scorpio. Next up, I will be moving on to Sagittarius. Sagittarius, thank you so much for joining for today's Angel Zodiac reading. Let's see what angel messages come through for you. Which archangels would like to speak to Sagittarius in the Divine Collective? Okay. We've got one. Let's get from this deck, please, archangels, for Sagittarius. Oh, okay. Right, so we've got here balance, that's coming up. And we have peace with Archangel Shamiel. He says, peace comes from remembering that only love is real. This is a beautiful message. All right, so this is all about balancing, and maybe it's about finding balance and peace within yourself. It could also be about finding balance and peace within your relationships, within your environments, within your job, within your personal life, within your friendships. I mean, however this relates to you, this is really kind of calling on somebody, or whoever this is for, to remember that the balance might be needing to be restored in your relationships or in your personal energy. The energy of peace is pretty difficult because oftentimes, things in our outside world and reactions from other people, or the way we get treated, can trigger us. And obviously it can take us off balance, and it can disrupt our peace. So this is also about protecting your peace. Maybe it's about finding balance in yourself so that not everything kind of disrupts you or throws you off kilter so easily, okay? Only you will know if that's relevant for you, Sagittarius. But this is really about finding this sense of balance and grounding in yourself so that you're not so easily moved either by other people's reactions or perceptions, or by your environment, or even by your own mood swings. Peace comes from remembering that only love is real. That kind of reminds us that, and especially with this dove here, that the energy of the divine and divine love, if we can embody that and we can pull our focus toward that whenever we feel like, a mood swing coming on, or we get frustrated or angry or annoyed, if we can bring our attention back to the energy of love, this will assist us in protecting our peace, okay? This will assist you in also maintaining a balance in your own moods and emotions, and maybe not getting set off so easily, maybe not being too reactive, maybe just not being so influenced by what is going on outside you. It's important to be able to, this balance is very important in stabilizing your own emotions, your own mental health, your thoughts, as well as your physical body, because all these other emotions that are not peace or peaceful disrupt our nervous system. They disrupt not only our emotions and our thoughts, but they do disrupt our autoimmune system, our nervous system, our chakras, and our energetic centers. So I feel like this balance is talking about things as a whole, all the different levels and layers of you as an individual, and being able to find peace and to solidify that, okay? When your attention wanders away from this peace and this divine unconditional love, bring it back. And you might have to do that multiple times a day. But trust me when I say, the more you do it consciously, the more it'll just become a subconscious thing. The more it'll just become an effortless practice for you. And you'll find yourself sitting in that peace, and you'll find yourself more balanced without necessarily having to consciously do that for yourself all the time. Okay? I hope that helps you, Sagittarius. Thank you so much. Next up, I'll be moving on to Capricorn. Capricorn, thank you so much for joining for today's angel zodiac messages. Let's see what angels wish to talk to you. Oh, my candle just went out. Hold on. Okay, that's better. So, Capricorn, archangels, which angels wish to speak for Capricorn? What messages do you have for Capricorn in the Divine Collective today? Let's see. Capricorn. Okay. So first up, we've got intention, and then we've got the Archangel Ariel with courage. She says, be courageous and stand up for your beliefs, all right? And I can't help but notice these beautiful lions in the background here. So this is a very powerful energy that's coming through, and your angels are telling you that it's time to be brave. It's time to enforce the energy of courage, whether that's in your personal relationships, whether it's about taking a new chance or facing some sort of fears or hesitation that you have at this time. Intention is very important, because when we, like, let's pretend you want to say something to someone and you've been putting it off because you don't know how they'll take it, you don't know how to necessarily word it. Spirit is saying, if your intention is correct and your intention is pure, trust that the words will come, or that the other person will be able to receive it accordingly, okay? This energy of courage is about not being forceful, but it is about standing up for yourself and being brave in a way of overcoming challenges with grace, in a way of overcoming your own fears and standing in your truth and speaking your truth. This energy of intention, if we have pure intentions and another person takes it badly or they don't receive something the way we intended, it's not necessarily your fault and it's not necessarily your problem. You can't control how somebody else is going to receive you. You can't control how somebody else is going to react, and you can't even control what they're going to hear when you talk to them, right? You could say something and explain it, completely clearly and eloquently, and somebody could still get the wrong idea or the wrong message from what you've just said. But I feel like Spirit is saying that's on them, okay? Just as long as you keep your intentions pure, Capricorn, and you stick up for yourself, stand up for your beliefs, be courageous, then you've done your part, basically, okay? So if there's a situation where you've been, holding back, or you've been hesitant to kind of speak up for yourself, if there's a situation where you've been fearful, and you don't know how things are going to pan out, or you don't know how to handle something, maybe sit with it and try to understand what are your intentions if you should go through with this, and how you'd like to handle it and what you'd like to come of it. And then the courage is all in the execution of it, okay? I hope that makes sense. Thank you so much, Capricorn. Next up, I'll be moving to Aquarius. Aquarius, last but not least, thank you so much for joining me for today's Angel Zodiac messages. So let's see what archangels wish to speak for Aquarius in the Divine Collective today, Spirit Team. Archangels, which of you wish to speak for the Aquarians out there that may be watching, that need a message from you? Okay, let's get one from this deck. What messages do you have for Aquarius today? Oh, okay. Right, I've got a lot that came out there, so I'm actually just going to go again because it was way too many. Aquarius, give us one card for Aquarius. Thank you. Okay. Right, so here we've got gifts from God with Archangel Sandalphon, and he says, "We angels bring you gifts from your Creator. Open your arms to receive." That is an amazing message. And the next one we've got here is trust, okay? And isn't it funny because they're both holding something in their hands? This one's holding like a little globe or a crystal ball. And obviously Sandalphon is holding this beautiful golden trophy, okay? The angels are bringing you something. Now, gifts from God can come in many different forms, many different varieties, and it could be in any area of your life. These could be internal gifts, I'm hearing, where it's a sense of peace or happiness or even trust, okay? And these can be physical gifts, as in a promotion, a reconciliation, a new person entering your life. Maybe you've been wanting or needing a new car, a new job, a new home. So it could be anything, all right? But they are bringing you things and they want you to open your arms to receive. When it comes to this energy, it's also very important to trust that when these things appear in your life, whether it be opportunities or physical things or people, trust they're coming from a good place and that it's something that is heaven sent, I'm hearing. Something that maybe you have been asking for and maybe you haven't yet even had a chance to ask for, and something just kind of appears. Like, for example, your car breaks down and the next couple of days somebody says to you, "Oh, by the way, I'm actually getting rid of my old car. Would you like it?" You know what I mean? Sometimes things happen that way, and Spirit is asking you to trust that these things are coming directly from the divine for you, that the divine is with you, they're supporting you, they're assisting you, and also to trust that you deserve these things, okay? It's time to open your arms to receive, Aquarius, and this could also be about being grateful. So when these things start to appear, immediately say thank you, whether it's thanking your angels, whether it's thanking your spiritual team, your guides, whether it's thanking God directly or Jesus. or the Holy Spirit. This is really about being appreciative and recognizing, because personally I found the more we say thank you for even the littlest things when it comes to the divine, the more they're inclined to give us and to, assist us, because we recognize them and we're acknowledging that it's from them. I mean, I can go to a shopping center, this is just an example, and say, angels, please help me to find a parking. And within 2 minutes, there's someone reversing out of prime parking right in front of the shop I want to go to, and then I get that parking, and I immediately say thank you. It's just simple things like that even. So when the big stuff comes, and it will, also say thank you, right? A lot of people forget, and they don't necessarily thank their spiritual team when things go right in their life. And maybe they doubt that it's even coming from the divine. And yet Spirit is saying, of course it is, right? Open your arms to receive and trust that these things are coming, and that you will get exactly what you need when you need it. Thank you so much, Aquarius. I hope you enjoyed today's reading, and I'll see you soon. Okay, Pisces, welcome in to your angel zodiac reading. I don't know why I said Aquarius was last but not least. It turns out you guys are. Thank you so much for joining me today. So let's see, what angels wish to speak for Pisces in the Divine Collective? What messages do you have for Pisces? Okay, let's get one from this deck, please, angels. For Pisces in the Divine Collective, thank you so much. Oh, okay, we've got two that popped out here, so I'm going to keep them. Okay, so in this deck, he definitely made himself known. We have Archangel Michael that showed up. And in this deck, we have Archangel Shamiel and Archangel Gabriel. Okay, so any three of these angels could be symbolic to you, Pisces. Maybe you are currently working with these angels. Maybe they resonate with you, however it fits. But they are available for you. All right. So with Archangel Gabriel, we have a message of creative writing. And he says, make time to write down your thoughts in a journal or pen an article or book. So writing could be symbolic for you right now. Maybe you're doing writing with regards to studies, with regards to learning or journaling, or with regards to your career. This can also be a very productive exercise when it comes to getting things out. I'm also being guided to speak about like writing letters, using journaling or writing to do maybe forgiveness work, shadow work, that sort of stuff that could be relevant to you at this time. And then Archangel Shamiel's message is focused on your career. And he says your life purpose is triggering a blessed career change. Okay, so you might be undergoing some career transitions. You might be feeling a certain nudge or a pull in a brand new direction. Maybe there's specific spiritual signs that you've been noticing. Maybe you've even been, getting news from other people or random insight from others as to what they think you should be doing, or maybe you've even taken up a new hobby or an interest such as writing, and this could actually develop into some sort of career for you. Okay, so these two cards I definitely feel are linked. And then we have Archangel Michael coming up, and I feel like his presence is coming up almost to kind of give you the comfort that you need at this time, because obviously a career transition can be quite scary, especially in our current economy. For whatever reasons, maybe like it says here, your life purpose is triggering this. So this could be that you've been unhappy in your job for quite a while. Maybe you went into something, straight out of school. Maybe you went into something simply because you studied it or because it was expected of you by others. And it's never really been like a passion, or you've never really felt like there was a purpose in it for you. So I feel like these angels are coming up to kind of show you that it's important right now to stand in your truth. And that's where Archangel Michael comes in. He's obviously an angel of great protection, but he also comes to remind us to stand in our truth, to speak our truth, and to walk a path of integrity and of authenticity. And I feel like this career change, if you have been thinking of doing something like that, this is like a go ahead. And it's his way of saying, this is the right decision to make. Okay, so no one here is saying to quit your job immediately with no backup plan, all right? But if you've been feeling these sorts of urges, or if you've been noticing certain signs, or like I say, you've been interested in something new, I feel like this could be the angel's way of guiding you and giving you their blessing. Okay, they say it is a blessed career change, and it's something that could really change and open up your world and open up a new pathway or avenue for you, something that you might find a lot more fulfilling. So again, I feel like writing could be important maybe it's important in your current job, but I feel like whoever this is for, writing could be important in this career change and this move that you're about to make. So it might be like a job in teaching. It might be that you need further studies in order to grow and to pursue this avenue. It could also be that creative writing is a part of this work, like screenplay work, script writing, maybe you're authoring a book. However it fits for you, there's a lot of different avenues and ways that writing can be made into a career, even something like doing online blogs and that sort of thing. So if these ideas are things that you've already been thinking about, then please take this as confirmation, Pisces. But otherwise, I feel like these three angels are ready to help. They're definitely ready and willing to assist you at this time. And Archangel Gabriel is actually the angel of communication. He is the angel of messages, and obviously he's quite a significant angel in the Bible because of the messages and the announcements that he made, right? He's known for that. So I feel like if you've been having difficulty possibly expressing yourself, or like I say, if you are looking at going into a career change in a line of communication, or maybe even if you're looking for a way to communicate this transition to your close friends or your family or your partner, and you feel like they won't understand, Archangel Gabriel can be called upon to assist you with that, to assist you with maybe breaking the news gently to others. And Archangel Michael can be called upon to assist you with standing in and expressing your truth in a productive and healthy way. Archangel Shamiel is an angel of love and peace, and he can be called upon in order to maybe soften people's hearts, like when it comes down to getting interviews. He can be called upon to maybe, allow for others around you to be a bit more understanding and open-minded. I know for a lot of people, it's difficult to change careers, especially when you have responsibilities like a family, or you have children, or maybe you're looking after parents. For other people, it's difficult because, not so much because of your responsibilities, but because of you're scared of letting others down. And that is the case with the older generation. They have certain ideas and expectations of who they wanted their children to grow up to be, the line of work they wanted them to get into, and maybe you are scared of maybe letting your parents down or disappointing them and that sort of stuff. So I feel like these three angels are definitely very, very relevant in a way of this whole situation, and they definitely can lend their help in many different areas when it comes to this sort of path and new opportunities in your career. Thank you so much, Pisces. I really hope that you enjoyed this reading, and otherwise I'll see you soon. Have a blessed and beautiful week further.